My name is Mark Sharpe. It's true, I taught him not too long ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, in middle school. I was a Navy veteran, got out, ran actually for Congress, and didn't win, did a number of other things, and really thought politics was, I was through with politics, and decided in 2004 to run for the commission. And Jordan and I began to talk a lot after I got elected about how we could do a better job of communicating to people what it is we do at the local level, because a lot of folks, citizens, are confused about how local government works, the interrelationship between the city and the county, and the state as well, the federal government. And so we had a lot of conversations. But for me, I think it was an email I received from an angry constituent after a vote, and every time you cast a vote in the commission, you know, you make half the people mad, saying, what is it that you do all day? You know, and suggesting that I was clueless and wasn't, you know, and in fact, you know, at one point, you know, we need to, you know, to cut your salary, you know, work. And I thought, you know, I'm going to start telling people. I put my calendar out for the press, but I'm tired of people thinking that I don't work. So I'm going to let them know what I do. And I began to immediately post online every meeting that I had. If it was a staff meeting, I'd try to talk briefly about who I was meeting with. If it was a meeting with a constituent, I tried to post that. There are times, of course, when you want to respect the confidentiality of someone you might be talking with, and I don't, you know, I try to be careful. But at the same time, as far as I'm concerned, everything that we do should be available to the public. And what I also want folks to know, when we cast votes, I want them, if I get smacked by a truck the day after I cast a vote, and they're thinking, what motivated him to do what he did? I want them to know that the decisions that I made were based upon the following chain of information, timelines. I want them to be able to see it and not question, and this is for the media as well, when they oftentimes will infer that I was motivated or we might be motivated by something else. Well, here's the information, here's what I was looking at, here's how I made my decision. Now, obviously, as a commissioner, when you're talking about land use and certain things, there's things you can't put in, and I don't. And I always talk with our attorneys. But my attitude is, I treat the Facebook and Twitter just like I treat my email. And in fact, where I used to use my email all the time and stay late in the office trying to respond to emails, now my constituents aren't contacting me by email. They're contacting me on Facebook. And they're asking me questions immediately. And it connects directly to my BlackBerry, so I'll get the question almost the second that I make a post. And I love it. And when an attorney or someone says, well, you can't, you know, you got to be careful how you respond, my response is, it's the exact same response I would give if I was speaking to that constituent in my office, if I was responding to that constituent on the phone, if I was responding to my constituent on the email. Everything that I say is for public knowledge. And it's worked. And even now, what I've found is that people who might vehemently disagree with me on an issue, at least they understand how I came to the conclusion that I came to, and it's been great. And I'll just close by saying, Jordan and I did talk about trying to, I hate to use the word revolutionize, but revolutionize the way government's provided. I think we ought to operate more like Apple. I don't like the way government performs. I don't like how we communicate, coordinate. I don't like how we provide services. I think that we're stiff, we're boring, and it's sometimes challenging to get to. And we ought to open it up and be more accessible. I think by doing that, you'll increase the trust that the public has in what we do, and as a result, be more effective.